Welcome to episode 2 of 10 Films I Hate About You. My name is Katie, and I'm on a quest to Marie Kondo my DVD collection with the help of my fabulous partner, Kevin.
Hey.
He sounds so excited to be back.
Yeah. Woo.
How did it go with Casper Meets Wendy last week? They're back. Straight off it from Poltergeist, right?
Can we just move on, please?
So as you just heard in our last episode, Kevin and I discussed the pros and cons of the 1998 classic Casper Meets Wendy. If you're a lover or a hater of the film and you haven't yet listened to the episode, make sure you head to our website, www.inconceivablereviews.com, and check it out.
Man, if we're projecting this podcast to people who love that movie, I don't even know if we're going to have any listeners to this podcast.
Well, they might enjoy reminiscing, but they probably won't enjoy that I'm losing all of my DVDs. Let's just take this season by season.
Right.
10 films at a time.
Okay. Alright. Go on.
Today's about another 90s classic, but this one is autobiographical.
Oh my god.
Any guesses, Kevin?
Is it me?
It's not your life story, no.
Who is it?
Okay, well, today we will be watching, analysing and discussing the 1994 version of Black Beauty. So, for those of you who are unfamiliar with the story, this film is based
Is this about a horse?
This film is based on the book by Anna Sewell, which is an autobiography of a horse named Beauty. Well, it's a first-person account of a horse's life written by a human named Anna.
So, the book is a first-person account.
Yes, it is written
horse.
in first...
What about the movie?
The movie, I believe... Okay, look, I haven't watched this in a long time, but I feel like it's narrated by the horse. There's no subtitles. They speak English.
so it's not a horse going, it's just a subtitle and I'm dying.
No. The horse, Beauty, we should use the horse's name. Let's be polite. Beauty speaks English.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah. Well, excuse me, Kevin. It's a him.
Okay.
Okay.
Why did I agree to doing this today? Like, I had a long day playing golf. Oh, yeah, that sounds very rich, but
yeah. Life's so hard when you're relaxed.
I know. And now I've got to watch a movie about a horse.
Yes.
Oh,
the autobiography of a horse.
What a Sunday.
This is the film everyone needs to see. All right. Logistics aside, about whether it's an autobiography or a first-person recount or a memoir, I don't know. For those who need a refresher on what this classic is about, here is the blurb straight from the back of the DVD. Anna Sewell's novel, Black Beauty, has been one of the world's most beloved animal stories since its 1877 publication. The story...
Oh, talk about longevity.
Yeah, this is a story that's been around for an awfully long time. I read it when I was a small child, and I wasn't even born in 1877.
And
so...
some things you just have to put on the bench sometimes.
The story is told by its hero, a remarkable black horse with a white star on his forehead, whose joyous and heartbreaking life takes him from idyllic country life to London's cobblestoned streets. There will be joy, there will be pain. That's not a part of the blurb.
What's the running time? What's the running time on this bad boy?
Look, I haven't looked that up. You always ask me this question.
Yeah, because
I don't look into this.
I need to prepare myself, Katie.
I haven't finished the blurb yet, so let's finish that element of the preparation first. Written and directed by Caroline Thompson. 1993 is The Secret Garden, so this is someone who specialises in turning the classics into films. This is the most faithful of the book's several filmings. They're building credibility through this blurb.
There's been 7 movies.
No, several, not 7.
Oh, I thought you said 7, but still. It's one too many.
You'll cherish rebellious filly Ginger, mischievous pony Merrylegs, and gallant Beauty, whose generous heart guides him under caretakers.
Oh my god, is this like Stand By Me with horses?
Well, they're not looking for a dead body. Yeah, no, sorry.
They can just go on the track.
Oh my god, Keb.
What?
Anyway, and gallant Beauty, whose generous heart guides him under caretakers both kindly and harsh, from Farmer Grey, Sean Bean, and... Okay,
is he gonna die in this?
Yeah, this is the thing. Okay, spoiler alert, or not, I don't really know. I haven't watched this film in probably 15, 20 years. I feel like he doesn't die in this film. I feel like Sean Bean
why
lives.
are we watching this movie then?
Well...
We're breaking tradition by not seeing Sean Bean die in a film or TV show.
I don't know. He might die. I don't know. Maybe
Does he get trampled by beauty?
No,
Oh.
that I can say definitely doesn't happen.
Oh.
But I feel like whether or not Sean Bean lives should be an indicator of whether or not we keep this DVD.
Whether or not this movie is tolerable is an indicator of whether we sell. We won't even. This is the thing. You know, we're gonna donate this movie, and we're just gonna pass on problems for other people.
You haven't even watched it yet. It could be fantastic. Anyway, from Farmer Gray, Sean Bean, and young groom Joe, Andrew Knott, to sweet-natured cabbie Jerry Barker. Okay, so that's the blurb. But I also wanted to point out that there is an excerpt of a 4-star review. 4 stars, Kevin. That's pretty good. That's like a B.
They put a 4-star review on the DVD cover.
Yes. I believe this adds credibility.
Sure, okay.
It's by Gary Arnold of the Washington Times. So, you know, reliable source. And it says, the most imaginative and stirring picture since The Black Stallion. But okay, I
feel like this guy reviews solely horse
films,
movies.
Right? And specifically horse films about black male horses. Like, he's in a very niche
I
film
don't want to check his
market.
laptop. There we go.
Oh my hat. No. Let's keep this PG rated. Anyway, we're about to go and watch this masterpiece, and when we come back, Kevin's going to recap it for you. I have very, very purposefully picked this film because there's no way he can tear it apart the same way he teared apart Casper Meets Wendy.
Oh, I'll find a way.
It is
Do we have snacks?
heartwarming, it is tear-jerking, it is going to be a great time.
Do we have snacks?
No, we
Please,
don't.
I'm hungry.
To warn you all before we left and played our little introduction music that we are going to watch the film. So if you haven't seen it in the last 15 or so years and you need a refresher, please do so because there are spoilers ahead. Kevin is about to recap this thing and he's not going to hold back. Honestly, I haven't heard anyone laugh that much in a really long time.
We might have our first keeper here.
Our first keeper.
It's bloody hilarious, this movie.
I don't think it was meant to be a comedy.
Well, it's hilarious.
Alright, Kevin, off you go.
Let me just pull up the Black Beauty wiki just to refresh my memory with some of the plot points.
We only finished it like 10 minutes ago.
It was so funny. I was laughing so many times, and
I don't know how. I was bawling my eyes out. I'm a hot mess
well,
right now.
let's start from the start. You know, there's this black horse that's chilling out in like the paddock, you know, near the creek and like, you know, under the trees. He's like, "Oh, hello," and it's his bloody inner monologue, just like, "I didn't see you there."
Okay, but before we go any further, because at the beginning of this episode we talked about how the horse speaks English and is subtitled. Since that moment, I've done some investigating and it turns out Black Beauty is voiced by none other than Alan Cumming. So you can imagine Alan Cumming and how he would speak in the role of a horse, and yep, that'll set you up well for this episode.
Well, if you listen closely to this podcast, you might sense some, I don't know, difference in Katie's voice. But if you can look at her right now,
I said, I'm a hot mess.
she's just recovered from, you know, crying from different plot points of the movie. Her eyes are still red. You know, she's just had a runny nose because she's been crying.
Okay, let's go back to that paddock, hey, in the creek.
Let's go back to the paddock. Took me by surprise, but like, you know, I was expecting just like a narrator just going, "This is a story about a horse." No. It's a first-person bloody account.
I told you that.
Yeah, but you telling me that, you know, it's unexpected because like, you might be wondering why I'm here.
Can I point out at this point This horse doesn't look like BoJack Horseman. Like, he's not talking into the camera or anything. I would say it's kind of filmed like Babe. Like,
But Babe talks to the other animals. Alright, so just to give you an idea, it's the inner monologue of this horse, Black Beauty, but he's the only one we can understand.
Yeah.
Obviously, other than the bloody people around him. But, like, there's other animal characters, like, other horses in this movie that he talks to. And it's like, are you okay, Ginger? It's like, oh no, Ginger's not okay.
He relays Ginger's trauma, so we're okay. We understand what's going on.
So the way I feel about this movie, it's like the Forrest Gump of horses. It's like,
okay, yeah, I see that.
It's like he's been through everything. Like, it's like the suffering of a horse and like how he came back. So alright, so we started off in this paddock and it's like, let me take you back to where it began. Basically, in comes in Sean Bean with his sick mull, and he's like, you know, and Black Beauty's mum, forgot her name already, Duchess, is laying on the ground of hay, and it's like she's giving birth, and it was like National Geographic, you know, like you can see Black Beauty just coming out of the sack.
Yeah, Kevin was very traumatized by this, and I asked a dumb question, I suppose, being from the country. I was like, haven't you ever seen a horse being born before?
No, I was walking, it's like, can I watch your horse give birth? Yeah, sure. Anyway, he's got a vivid memory, this bloody horse. He's like, I remember trying to get up on my legs after my mum gave birth to me, and I'm like, trying to like walk like my mum. And it's like, wow. You know, like, no wonder someone gave you a book deal, mate. Anyway, you know, he's learning, he's like prancing around, and he's like describing his puberty and how he's like, my coat, they're growing too fast. I can't handle it. What's happening with my body? Horse puberty. And then...
Oh my god.
That's basically what it is.
Yeah, you're right. It is.
And then he's like, you know, he's graduated from like horse school, like Sean Bean's horse school. And it's like, Mama, I'm moving out. I'm graduated.
Okay, and at this point, I want to interrupt to say that Sean Bean's fate. At the beginning of this podcast, I said I don't think he dies. It's kind of up in the air.
Well, all right. Let's put it this way. It's like Game of Thrones, funnily enough, where you can't get too attached to characters because they just disappear.
Yeah.
They just leave the bloody horse.
Yeah.
It's like Forrest Gump.
Well, okay, Forrest Gump to an extent. Like, yeah. I mean, I feel like it's a more real... Like, Forrest Gump is obviously a very heightened story.
It's a more realistic version of Forrest Gump.
No.
Coming from the mind of a horse.
It is... There is an element...
of realism.
to this story.
Through the point of view of a horse. Alright, let's move along. Alright, so like, he gets sold to a family of this rich people.
Yeah, they're wealthy.
Like, they have like several horses, and like, this is like Beauty's first day of school, first day of college. Other horses are looking at me, and it's like, oh, this hot girl, or this hot horse. It's like, oh, she's wild, oh, she's aggressive, but I like it that way.
Like, he does.
It's like,
develops a crush.
What's her name? And then you get your like funny sidekick come along with merry legs. It's like he's like the lovable sidekick of the, you know, protagonist of like a teenage movie. What happens to these two? So like, you know, they run around and like
they have a really happy time. I think that's the best way to summarize it. Nothing much
it's
happens.
College, you know, it's college and like college. He's at uni, he's partying around, he's being groomed by like, yeah, the rich owners and their stable people. Oh, and then where did they go? They had to. So the mistress, the family that owns Beauty. Yeah. The wife.
She falls ill.
She's
sick. Well, she is ill.
Yeah, she's sick and like.
Well, it's not disclosed what she has, but it's basically like
she's sick.
She's sick and she needs a warmer climate.
So no, basically, you know, it's like, oh, you know, she's fallen ill. She's getting worse, blah, 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 blah. And then, like, they take her to a specialist, you know, like, pretty far away. and they're staying in this hotel with like a
Yeah.
stable.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this.
Oh, and then there's this like idiot kid who works with what's his name? Who's the first stable person?
John.
John. Yeah. So
John Manley, I think his name is.
John's working with his kids, like his little apprentice who takes care. Like he's a bit of an idiot, and like
What is the term? He's
idiot.
He's well-meaning, but he doesn't.
He's an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He loves the horses.
And,
but
yeah, so he takes care of the horse, and then like they stay in this like stable hotel with Ginger and Black Beauty.
Pretty sure that's just called a stable.
Well, it's got hotel on the outside of the stable.
All right, yeah.
So they go there, and there's a fire, and then like this is when Joe proves that I may be an idiot, but I love these horses. God damn it! I'm gonna sacrifice myself and go into this burning stable and pull out just the 2 horses.
Yeah, those are the horses that he owns. Why would he risk his life for the other horses?
So, and then, the mistress falls, she gets sicker.
Yeah.
And then they were like, we need to move to a warmer climate.
Yeah.
Therefore, the horses had to be sold.
Uh-huh.
Never seen them again.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Yeah. Basically, in this film, every time someone kind of leaves, they don't really come
Yeah.
back. That's generally the rule. And
Nevermore, as Black Beauty said.
Yeah.
Nevermore will we see mistress. Nevermore.
That's the actual
That's
quote.
the actual quote.
It's not even an exaggeration. I wish it were.
So, where did they go? So they went to another rich person?
Yes.
Am I recounting this correctly?
A more rich person.
So Joe takes him to this rich person. Joe leaves. This is where like Black Beauty's like, Joe, where you going? Dude, where you going? Oh, he's gone. So Joe's gone, and Ginger and Black Beauty are in this rich lady's
I feel like people are going to listen to this podcast and be like, you only mentioned Joe a minute ago. Joe has been there for like a good 20 minutes, and they've like bonded. They've played.
But this
games.
is the thing, there's so many characters that roll around.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It is actually it's quite sad when Joe leaves. There's this long shot of Joe.
He's like,
walking.
he's in the center of the shot.
He is.
It's like he's walking to like the
lit
barn door.
doorway.
Yeah, the barn door. It's like he's dying or something.
It looks like he's going to heaven.
It's like when Frodo was saying goodbye to Sam at the end of the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
It's like, where you going, Mr. Frodo? Anyway, so Joe leaves, and then like Black Beauty's like, I don't know what's gonna happen. So he's in for a bad time.
Yeah.
He's in for a bad time. The lady that bought them, she's rich, and she's like Cruella de Vil mixed with the stepmom from Cinderella.
Yeah, but the great thing about this film is that she is based on actual humans and how actual humans treat horses.
Yeah.
She essentially wants the horses to look good, but she doesn't care how much pain it causes them.
Yeah, so it's like, the main plot point of this story arc, like this part of the story arc, it's like they're, Ginger and Black Beauty, they're pulling carriages, like they're fancy carriages, and then the owner's like, pull their heads up, they don't look good.
Yeah.
And then as Black Beauty recalls it, every time they pull on it, our heads are being pulled straight. It hurts, we can't do it, but this is what they want us to do. Apparently it looks good, it's fancier, and then...
I think they should have replaced Alan Cumming with you, Kev.
I was 2 years old when this movie came out, alright? And then Ginger, as she's feisty, she's emotional, she's had enough!
She's got a history of trauma, trauma.
Well, this is where her trauma came from, because she had a good life back with the mistress.
She had a bad life before the mistress.
Oh, there you go.
Like
She's Jenny! She's bloody Jenny from Forrest Gump.
Okay.
No, seriously.
Okay,
you think about it.
Yeah. She's Jenny.
Yeah. Yeah, so...
Okay, but this was written in 1877, and Forrest Gump didn't come out until, 90s? So...
Doesn't matter.
It
doesn't matter.
Forrest Gump definitely copied Black Beauty.
Alright. Okay. So, the more it hurt, the more Ginger went crazy. Like, she got triggered, obviously, because, probably she recalled some traumatization back when she was younger. And then she destroys the carriage. She injures herself and Black Beauty. They were emphasizing Black Beauty's injuries.
Yeah.
He's no good anymore. Blah, 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 blah. And then, I think I got my timeline mixed up here. So, was it Reuben? What's his name?
Yeah, so Black Beauty was a little bit injured, and then Reuben rolled him.
Reuben's the caretaker of the horses for
Yeah.
this rich lady.
Reuben rode him into town to take care of some, like, I don't know, basic errands, and got real wasted.
Yeah.
Reuben got messed
It's just, he was this day off, and it's just like, don't drink and drive, kids, because you'll end up like Reuben. So
on
like,
the ground,
in
the dirt.
Black, this whole time Black Beauty's like, my shoe is broken. Reuben, what are you doing? I can't run. And Reuben's like on the saddle backwards, like, just let's go, alright? And then like, I don't know what Reuben's doing, but he's hurting me. And then Reuben and Black Beauty just like, they're going 100 k's an hour.
They're
galloping home, and then like the horseshoe comes off. Reuben goes flying, and then obviously the people from the stable.
First of all, Reuben passes out and just sleeps on the road all night because he's so wasted.
Yeah,
and then Beauty has that one line that I think this was the only line that I thought was funny in the whole film. The rest of it was traumatizing for me. It was when he was like, my mother always taught me to stand by my master, or something. So
while he's wasted.
Yeah, so Reuben's unconscious and Beauty's just like standing there with Grey's knees, like,
So,
I'll wait for you, Reuben.
Yeah, so and then the people from the house comes in, picks up Reuben, and they look at Beauty and go, you done messed up now, you horse. What happens there? He gets sold off again, right?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm just trying to recall.
Yeah,
now.
because they're like, oh man, he's got Grey's knees. We can't have a horse with Grey's knees.
Yeah,
That's
so
gross.
he's a true athlete, like, it's like, he's broken his ACL twice. He can't be with us now, he can't perform. And then while that's happening, we find out that Ginger's been racing. And then she doesn't get treated right, even the, was it the husband of the lady?
I think it's their son. Their son.
But like the son was riding her.
Yeah.
Oh god, phrasing.
Oh.
The son was, the one racing.
Yeah.
And then the dad was like, like, she wasn't ready. So this is the start of, like, the downfall of Ginger, basically.
Yeah.
You can see she's got, like, scuff marks and, like, the dried breathing saliva from... Yeah.
I actually thought that scene was very well filmed. This is one of my arguments. Here we go for keeping this film.
Like Ginger and Black Beauty, whoever played them, they're like the Daniel Day-Lewis of horses.
Yeah, okay,
The method acting is crazy good.
The acting by the horses was amazing. But I did like that during that racing scene, kind of all you could hear was from the horse's perspective. It was Ginger's just like heavy, really messed up breathing.
Yeah.
And it just really accentuated that, people not treating her right.
Yeah.
And then we had that, verbatim delivery of that whole thing by whoever that other character was.
Yeah.
It could have been the kid's father, could have been an uncle, could have been a rando. But he's basically like, you shouldn't have treated the horse like that, you idiot.
Yeah.
And
but
like,
he was from the house, but he was from the house.
And the kid's like, but I want a trophy.
And then we move on. Reuben gets fired because the alcoholic bastard just destroyed the horse. And that's when we find out that Black Beauty's been sold. So he got sold to a business that rents out horses. So, and it's like this montage of like different people just like putting Beauty through like the ringer, basically.
Yeah, just being general.
It's like, I can't do this, how can people be like this? It's very poetic justice type of thing.
There's that one line that made you crack up where he was just like, I'm so glad my friends can't see me right now.
I'm so glad Ginger and Merrylegs can't see me like this.
Yeah.
Oh god, what do I look like?
Yeah, he was really embarrassed by his state.
And then later on he gets sold off again.
Yeah.
He's in this like auction for horses. And then lo and behold, he looks up. Joe? Joe, is that you?
It definitely is.
He's a handsome grown-up man now.
Yeah.
That's what he said. Yeah.
Time has passed.
But then Joe ignores him. Joe doesn't recognize him. And then
Katie cries.
Katie cries again. Again, I should say. Every time I turn to laugh, she's there like wiping her tears, pretending she's laughing too, but she's actually crying.
It's a very sad film. Well, sad happy. Anyway, Joe's there, Joe's gone. It's very sad.
And then Jerry, who's played by the man who played Lupin and the villain from Wonder Woman. Forgot his name already. Forgot the actor's name. But yeah, when you see...
David Thewlis?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And then like... So Jerry buys him, and Jerry ends up being an Uber driver. Well, a carriage driver. Well, he's an Uber driver back in those days. He brings Beauty to his family, and then Beauty's like, oh, what am I getting myself into? Wait, this family's nice.
Yeah.
They're taking care of me.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh no.
It's nice.
Oh, Katie's about to cry again.
No, I'm okay, Kevin. I'm okay. But you feel very happy for Beauty.
It's like he's being taken care of again. It's like, but then you feel like, oh, this is gonna turn to crap again. Anyway,
I think you know that it's a good home because it's only the second place in the.
It's a humble home.
Yeah.
It's a humble home with an Uber driver and like his family.
It's only the second place in the whole film where he actually gets a name.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. The name. That's a very important thing that you mentioned that. So they were like, let's name him after the old one. Jack? Nah, he's blacker than Jack. What about Black Jack? And then what's he say? It's like, oh, the stakes are against us. So it's fitting that your name's Black Jack.
Yeah, and the stakes.
The stakes are high. That's it.
Yeah.
The stakes are high. And then that's when we find out that he's an Uber driver. And then like,
Well, people aren't rating him. Like, there's no app.
Well, technically they're rating him because it's like, whatever. Let's move on.
The cabbie.
So the daughter, braids his hair, and the boy, the son of Jerry, brushes him up, and it's his first day of work. He's a blue-collar horse now, and everyone's making, the other cabbies are like, wow, is he going to a parade? He looks too black.
Yeah, they thought he should be at a funeral.
Yeah, that's it. It's like, oh, he's too black to be here. He needs to be in a funeral. And then Jerry's like, it's okay, Beauty. You need to look good on your first day, blah, 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 blah. And then, he's riding the cobblestone hard, you know what I mean? Working hard.
He is.
He's a workhorse.
He is a workhorse.
And then, there's a few, you can tell that Jerry's a good person because, there's these two rich dudes. They're like, take us to the train station or wherever it was. But, you need to do it in a faster pace. And Jerry's like, no, we can't do that. And it's a seedy man just pops out behind the carriage like, I'm just kidding, governor!
He is the seediest.
I don't even know. That's the first time we've seen this character, and that's the last time we've seen the character. And it's like, and then you see this.
He's like when you imagine a bad guy. This is the guy.
I didn't see his hand, but I'm assuming he had a hook for hands, and he's got a few golden teeth. Anyway, so then Jerry watches this man drive the two customers, and they're running over people, and there was this
and they were beating the horse with a whip.
Yeah. You're crying again? I just saw a tear roll down your eye. Oh my god.
Over this shady looking cabbie.
Oh my
why?
god. Anyway, and Jerry's they emphasize that Jerry works hard, Beauty works Blackjack works hard. And then obviously they have to make ends meet, so they do a private Uber where they have to take a friend to see her dying mum or something like that.
Yeah.
And then this dying mum just happens to live
in the country
where there's a paddock. And then feel good moment of the movie again. Jerry's having a break because it's a long drive, and then the lady that he drove was like, you can tie him up there, he might like it. It's like, oh yeah, it might be a reward. And then he gallops. It's like, I'm back, baby.
Yeah.
Woo! It's like he's running around.
This is Blackjack, not Jerry. Jerry is not galloping.
Yeah, Jerry's like, I'm gonna eat my lunch. My wife made me a beer. I'm pretty sure it's beer.
I feel like it's some kind of wine, and then he's got bread and cheese.
It's a bread and cheese, and then drink driving. Come on now, 2 stars for this man.
Well,
anyway,
we don't know what's in the bottle.
Yeah, whatever. And then Beauty.
Just don't be rude.
Beauty's prancing around, going, oh man, I've never felt this good in ages. Jerry needs to feel this way too.
That's literally what is said.
And Jerry's trying to eat his bread and cheese, and then how am I gonna get Jerry to run around with me? Bastard takes his bread.
Yeah, he does. He steals Jerry's.
Hey, and then they run around, and there's a feel good moment.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
endorphins.
And then boom! It's snowing, cold. They're waiting outside this rich.
This is not the same day. This is different.
It's different day, but it's just obviously they just fast track.
There's a montage or something.
Man, so much going on.
I know.
I need a break.
It's
anyway,
the life of a horse. It's spanning 26 years.
So we cut to Jerry and Jack. It's really cold. And then they're waiting for this customer outside this really rich man's house. And Jerry's like, it's okay, we'll be home soon, Jack. These people pay our rent. And then a few hours pass, Jerry knocks on the door, and this like rich man's like, he's like, the party's still going, like, but you told us to come here at 9 o'clock. It's already 11. And then Jerry's like coughing and coughing. It's like, oh god, here we go. Jerry's dead.
Yeah, basically.
Jerry's dead in the next scene. And then a few hours later again, the customers come out, and they're like, oh, hurry up,
just generally bad
like,
people.
Just in a moment, sir. It's like, in a moment? We can have 2 drinks in a moment.
And then they say something about it being cold. And Jerry's like, I've been outside waiting for you for like 4.5 hours. I know it's cold.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And then like,
I think he's got pneumonia or something.
He's got the black lung.
Yeah.
He's got tuberculosis. Anyway, they go home, and then the next day,
it's the end of the road for Jerry.
It's like, uh-oh, is he dead? Well, guess we'll find out. Because his son comes out, and then Beauty's like, Jerry can't ride the cab anymore. But I like working with Jerry. It's hard work, but I love working with Jerry.
Yeah.
And it's like, he can hear, because he can understand perfect English, that it's like, what's going on? And then like, the son's brushing him. It's like, it's okay, Black. And it's like, the other cabbies come in. It's like, is your dad okay? It's like, oh, they said he can't ride anymore. It's like, keep your head up, kid. Blah, 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 blah. And then Black Beauty's like, oh, no.
I know what that means.
Yeah, and then, like, next scene, it's like the whole family's hugging him. Except for Jerry. Jerry's waiting in the carriage.
Yeah, because Jerry's too sick.
He's too sick, and then, like...
He's probably going off to that warmer climate.
Yeah, with the mistress. With the mistress.
They're all being shipped off.
And then, like, the daughter's like, Daddy told me to give you a kiss. And it's like, but where is he? And then you see him, he's just staring at...
Extreme close-up.
Extreme close-up. You can see he's so pale. He's dead. He's technically dead. Take him to the glue factory.
Jerry.
Yeah, and then Beauty will meet him there later on.
Oh my god, no.
And then what happens after that? So Jerry sells him to a factory.
Yeah, because Jerry's
not the glue factory.
No, a mill.
It's a mill. Yes,
Jerry's
that's right.
like, they'll treat him fair there.
Nope. Got him. It's like, it was the complete opposite of what Jerry said. And you see him like, he's got a carriage on his back, and like people just like throwing sacks of grain. Like, he's like, I can't do this anymore. I'm too old for this shit. And like, he did it for 2 years, and then like, he's losing weight, and his knees are buckling even more so. His scars on his knees are getting worse.
Yep.
This poor bastard. He's getting old, so it's like he's in this stable where he's getting sold off again. He's been pimped out.
Yeah, he looks real low at this point. Like, he's got his head down.
His hair's a mess. You can't see his signature white thing. Yeah, the white patch.
White star.
It's a patch.
He looks a bit like an emo. Like, that's what I would compare him
No, he looks like a depressed horse kid. He's not an emo. He's a bit... I even empathize with his horse right now.
Okay, yeah.
It's like, you can see his, like, ribs. He's really skinny. That's why he's done the Christian Bale, like, losing weight for this role type of thing.
Yeah.
He's doing this. Academy Award for this horse.
He was first in the credits.
Yeah, why not? It's his damn movie. Anyway, so, like, he's like, oh, man. Actually, no. Oh, massive plot point that we skipped. Ginger died! So Ginger was one of the cabbies. Yeah, I know. I forgot about that. So like Ginger, like
they run into each other.
They run into, and then he's like, "Oh, my beautiful Ginger, what have they done to you? She's lost the spark. She's not the same." Blah 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 blah. And then they're like, this was before Jerry disappeared. By the way, this was before they went to the paddock. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Sorry about this, but like, so Ginger's like. She's like got Alzheimer's or something. Like she can't remember him because she's just lost all her spirit, and it's sad. And
she's very skinny.
And she's been beaten up. She's not happy anymore. So like that night, Beauty's like, I thought about her. Come on now, keep your thoughts to yourself, Beauty. And it's like
when people have those dreams, like when people die.
It's like he knows something was going to happen.
Yeah.
And then like rainy day. I'm pretty sure it was raining.
Yeah.
There was this scene where just like Jerry and Beauty were just waiting for their passengers and customers, and this carriage walks past.
Yeah.
and there was something covered on the back.
I was about to say a dead body, but that makes it sound human.
So, there's this tarp on the back, and then you can
Ugh.
just see Ginger's face. And Beauty's like, oh no, she's dead!
I was really upset.
Oh, really?
Even though I knew it was coming.
That's an understatement.
Yeah.
Depressing stuff. Anyway, fast forward. So, back to the stable where
So
he's being sold off
there,
again.
He's sad.
He's skinny, he's looking like Ginger, actually.
Yeah.
And then, like, it's like, oh, and there's people like, what's wrong with him? Oh, he's been through the stuff, like, he's been, blah, blah, blah. There's not much for him anymore. And then, lo and behold, Joe's back! Again! And then, like, so just to kind of give you a visual, this is a good radio here. When Beauty is really happy or he's trying to communicate with humans, he does this bopping thing. It's like, it's like he's got two pingers in him in like a rave and like, it's schoolies. He's like, woo! He's like, he's got his hair flowing around.
He moves his head quite, like a horse.
Someone give him a trank. He's off his face. Anyway, so it's like Joe's back. And then Joe doesn't recognize him because his hair's, covering his white patch on his head. He's skinny. He's old. And Joe's a lot older as well. So he's like, oh, Joe, it's me. Bro, come back. And then he just like, no! And he's neighing around. And then Joe turns around. I know that voice. Bizarrely. I recognize that voice. And then he starts bopping his head like he's listening to Calvin Harris. And he's like, woo! He's like, And it's just like...
Joe.
And then, like, Joe's like, that head bobbing looks familiar. He goes up to the horse, and then he, like, brushes his hair aside.
He sees the
Beauty!
white star.
Yeah, and it's just like, Joe cries, gives him a cuddle. It's like, and Joe buys him. And then come full circle.
And that's probably when I cried the most, even though it's a happy moment.
Come full circle, we're back at the first scene where he's like, oh, you're wondering why we're here. It's like there should have been like a record scratch at the start of the movie. You're probably wondering why I'm here. Anyway, so like we're back there, and he's like, like I've had a hard life, but I wish I can spend it with my friends. But I always think of them, especially when I'm spending time in the paddock. So like what Katie described as the Titanic ending.
Yeah.
It's
it's the Titanic.
So everyone who is the important characters come back to life, and it's just like reminiscing. They're running around.
Oh god, we just spoiled the end of Titanic.
What? The boat, the ship, like, gets cut in half by an iceberg. Oh, spoiler alert, shit. Wow.
Yeah, I didn't think of that. Maybe people don't know that, like, you see the dead people at the end of it.
Dude, if people are listening to this podcast and they haven't seen Titanic or don't know what the ending of Titanic is, one, they need to read a book or do some Google search. And two, they probably don't know the movies. Yeah. Titanic's like one of the biggest... Anyway.
Okay, yeah.
So it's like...
So Beauty's in this paddock and the Titanic moment happens.
Feel good movie of the year.
Merrylegs and Ginger come back.
Yeah, Merrylegs, his sidekick and his, love of his life, his Janae. And like... So it ends there. End of the movie.
Yeah.
Very roller coaster life of a horse. Who would have thought? There's this trend of autobiographies. We got the Elton John one. We got, what's the last one? Freddie Mercury with Queen. And then now Judy Garland one's coming out. Forget about that! He got his bloody horse from the 1800s. Or the early 1900s, whenever it was.
I think it's a really good film. I think it reminds people that we should treat animals kindly. Like, I'm not...
Yeah, it's a beautiful message.
Yeah, it's a nice message.
But it is the early 1900s or late 1800s.
Yeah.
Peter wasn't around at the time.
No. So this is...
Pre-Peter.
Messages about how to treat your horse with respect.
Yeah. Look, second episode. I enjoyed the movie because it was funny. It was hilarious. It caught me by surprise. I love BoJack Horseman. I like, alright, for the people listening, I love movies that give animals a human mind. And even more so, like BoJack, make them human. I love that. That's why I love BoJack Horseman. When Beauty's inner monologue started talking, I was like, cancel my plans. Forget about the crappy play I did this morning playing golf. Hold the curtains. We're not going to the glue factory just yet.
Yes! I'm just really happy that I've won one, like literally in the second episode. That's great. But I hope
any movie that Katie cries in, that I find remotely hilarious, I'm entertained. So you win this round.
Yes. Alright, awesome. I don't even have to make an argument.
But do we really have to keep the DVD though? I'm pretty sure
That's like the whole point of this. That's like why we made this podcast, was to...
Alright, I'll just tell you the quality of the movie. Like, the quality as in, like, it's a DVD. It felt like a VHS.
Yeah.
That's the quality of it.
This is undeniable, but I feel like it hasn't been released on Blu-ray.
Oh, can you imagine that? You can see the coat of Black Beauty getting brushed on, 1080p.
High definition.
4K!
Yeah. We can see that close-up of Jerry's face. The one tear rolling down his face in
I can see that this movie is important to you. You showed me the book. I'm feeling like you're trying to convince me to keep the movie. It's like, this is the book.
Yeah, look, this is the second classic that I ever read. The first was obviously Little Women. The second was Black Beauty. I've got a lot of attachment to this book and film. I really wanted a horse when I was a kid, but I never got one.
A horse that talks.
Yeah. I probably would have named it Beauty. Yeah, I'm glad we get to keep this one. But, I'm not holding out a lot of hope for the next date. I feel like you're not going to be on board with
No, I'm actually really surprised that this early on in this, the series, or this torture, that we're keeping the second one straight away.
Yeah, I am surprised as well.
I may be just tired. I don't know. I'm maybe, it was hot today.
We should make podcasts every time you're tired.
Well, you can pay for my golf every morning.
Alright, thank you so much for listening to our second episode of 10 Films I Hate About You. Please check out our website, www.inconceivablерeviews.com. We've got a bunch of written reviews on there of new releases, not of old films that I bought when I was 10 years old.
Resurface this movie. Review this movie.
Oh gosh. We'll be releasing new episodes of 10 Films I Hate About You once a fortnight, so keep an eye on our website and on your favourite podcast platform. And check us out on Facebook, Inconceivable Reviews Official, and Instagram, Inconceivable Reviews. Thanks so much.
Katie's gonna buy me KFC now. Bye.
Bye.